took me a long time to finally make the decision to downsize the shop and close the storefront. And I think there's a lot of reasons for that. You know, it took almost 2 years. My wife suggested it probably 2 years or so ago that she thought we should downsize. It just made more sense. And at that time, I just wasn't willing to accept it, you know. I think it was hard for me to let go, hard for me to give up. I felt like I was giving up on it, you know. Felt like she had sort of lost faith in it too, you know. But it wasn't that. I think it just was a smarter decision, but that's how I felt about it. You know, we're conditioned, or at least I feel like I was, to think success is to just keep growing and making more money, more revenue. So the fact of closing the shop was like, I failed. I'm a failure, you know. That's what it felt like. Everyone's gonna think that. And I realized I was worried a little too much about what people would think. People in town, you know, our parents, friends, family, whatever. Worried about what people would think. Oh, they failed. They had to close? What? They couldn't hack it? That was my hang up, you know. And the fact that I felt like this was my baby. We had built this, me and my wife built this together as a family business with my nephew. And I'm just gonna kill it. I'm just gonna let it go and take a step back. At the time, that's how it felt. I think I was just blinded by that fact of I just didn't want to give up on it, even though I knew deep down the benefits it would bring as far as profitability, as far as freedom, time, more time to work on other things, even though I just still couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept it because I felt like we were failing, we were giving up, going backwards, you know. But it's not a backward step when I actually took the time to think about it. It's really a forward step. It's a way to be more profitable, more flexible, more free to do other things. So yeah, that was caught up with that for a long time. Just that self-doubt, self-sabotage of what are people gonna think? Am I a failure? How come I couldn't hack it? What could I have done differently? You know? Constantly going through that back and forth. And even once I made the decision, I was still felt reluctant. It felt like sad. It felt like stressful. And as every milestone we took to make it more real, you know, telling our landlord, making the announcement, starting to move things, everything, little step was, I don't know, more and more reality setting in. When I thought I was good with it, and then every time I'd be second guessing it and feeling bad about it and wondering if it's the right thing. You know, what is the right thing though? You'll never really know, but wondering, is this the right thing to do? Should we be doing this? Just a lot of self-doubt, and that's the biggest reason it took me so long. And I think it just took that 2 years of getting fed up with things, how they were, wanting to do things differently, wanting to make a little more money for all our effort, wanting to have a little more time to spend with our kids. I think it all just came to a head. Something had to give. That's it. I didn't have a choice anymore, I don't think. And I'm glad. I'm happy. It's been scary. I think fear was another one. Fear was a big one. You know, the unknown. What the hell are we gonna do now? Is this gonna work? Are we gonna take a huge hit on revenue? Are we going to be able to find time to print and space to print and somewhere to print? And that was a huge stressor too, the what ifs. Are we going to be able to make enough to pay our bills and mortgage even though we don't have the overhead? But so far it's been good. Nothing I've feared so far has happened. Everything is, knock on wood, going pretty good. But I think those are the reasons it took me so long. A lot of second guessing, a lot of self-doubt. But you know, I feel like that's normal. You're going to feel those things. And luckily I was, after 2 years, was able to finally push through it, and things are better. Things are a lot better. What we thought would happen is slowly happening. We're obviously still in a transition phase, getting set up, still moving things. So it's going to be a process. But I wanted to talk about some of the things that made it take so long, and that, you know, the fact that it's not always a quick decision, snap decision. Sometimes it takes 2 years to really see what's the right thing to do, or what feels right, at least at the time. So yeah, I'll be talking more and more about the process, showing other things, DIY stuff, how-to videos, stuff about printing and art, business stuff, small business stuff, and our decisions. And I hope you'll watch the journey. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you.